Good morning, traders. This is Tony D from easyMarkets in Sydney. We have a big day ahead of us here. US dollar is pushing ahead. This is the first time we've seen US dollar back-to-back strength in a few months, and it's coming on the back of a hawkish Yellen and an ambitious tax plan that's expected to be unveiled tonight in a major speech from Trump. Now that speech is forecast to come out at the end of the US session, so that's very early morning if you're here in Sydney, or even mid late night if you're in Singapore. 5 a.m. Sorry, Sydney time, 3 a.m. in Singapore. How it's received is critical here because Trump's noted for being a little bit over the top in his delivery. Some of the expectations are that it's going to be a cut in the corporate tax rate from 35 to 20%, and the highest tax rate for personal income from 39 down to 35%. Both of those are well received in Wall Street, but just whether it can get passed, given that the healthcare bill was dead on arrival this week, as too many of the main Republicans voted against it or suggested they weren't going to vote for it, so it won't even hit the deck there. In terms of the big levels that the euro and the pound are pressing forward towards, the euro dollar has been in a multi-month uptrend. So this is the first time that you're going to get an opportunity to buy the euro if you miss that big rally. The ECB is still normalizing towards the end of the year, but some big levels that we need to be watching here. If you look at the weekly and you go back in time and say to yourself, where are those big levels? This 117.20 level was the breakout level. This 116.10-20 level as well is another big level support that could provide the short-term pullback support that you're looking for if you're a buyer. So 117.20 is the big one, but potentially if the US dollar really has a nice run here, it can get down to 116. Longer term though, the euro is well positioned to rally because the ECB hasn't even started to normalize. All they're doing is starting to taper. So rate hikes are still well away, but eventually when they do that, then obviously the euro will go higher. The Australian dollar is not immune to the sell-off here. You're going to see the Australian dollar pull back quite sharply. At the moment, we are near the low previously at 78.20, but the key level, if you go back on the weekly, that this uptrend is targeting, if you're looking for the key level, is around about 77.50. If we can get down there, that should provide solid support. The previous resistance usually turns into big supports, and that level there will be well watched by most Australian dollar traders. The pound's under pressure given the US dollar strength as well, pulling back underneath 134, 132, 133 to 132 supposed to be the big support here for the pound. Given that they're likely to be raising rates in November, then this pound should resume to its uptrend as well at some point after the US dollar rally has finished. But right now, everything is under pressure as the US dollar is just too strong. And you can see this by looking at the dollar index. You ever know if it's just local to the euro or local to whatever pair you're watching? Quickly jump across to the dollar index and you'll see where the market's actually moving. On here you can see that we've based after multi-months, 6 months of selling here on the US dollar. Now we're starting to see higher highs. Now that's an important sign that the downtrend has finished, and it doesn't mean that we go into a multi-month uptrend, but what it does mean is that we have to first find decent levels to where the market is happy to sell the US dollar now. And that first level that the market's looking at is 94. Alright, so still got a little bit of room here, but that should put down the Aussie at the buying levels and the Euro at the buying levels. Dollar yen's leading higher, stocks are strong. Now it's above 112.50, suggesting we are going to get some follow-through buying in the next couple of days. It's the big level for the dollar yen is similar to the Euro, about 100 pips away, up towards 114. So you can see there's still room here for the US dollar to have a couple of days rally if you're looking at the big daily levels. But Trump's speech today and the way that the market receives this tax plan is so critical for the stock market. Any sort of disruptions to the stock market rally would actually cause a new element to be in play. So stocks fall, then gold goes up, and gold is under pressure at the same time at the moment, just because there's so much US dollar strength. If stocks fall, dollar yen goes down as well because it's also a safe haven, the yen. So there is ways that this rally gets derailed, and today's speech is pretty important for it. But without just looking at the charts alone, the US dollar is in for more gains, and the outlook is pretty positive in the short term. Alright, guys, if you want to have more questions about what levels to be buying and how do you know that the rally is finished, then please give us a call. You can see the contact numbers below the YouTube. If you aren't a member, please log in, use the link below to become a member. A dealer will contact you and I'll give you a little bit more information about the services we offer here. Best of luck.